What is going on, everybody? Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of Mi Casa Su Casa. And I am your host, Niko House, and this is my baby girl, Nala Bear. She just got fixed, so she's like a little needy. She's like needing to be petted and all that good stuff. So y'all get to see one of my fur babies on this episode until she gets tired of me holding her and runs away, because you know she's a female. That's what they do to you. They run out of your life. Just kidding. But I want to thank you all so much for saying, look, she's like, oh, you don't talk to me. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I want to thank you all also for thank those who have joined the One Follow $1 campaign on Patreon. If you have not yet, you can do so by clicking on the Patreon link below and donating $1 and show the mainstream media that if they will not invest in the truth, then we will invest in those who will. I also want to thank those who have been following me on Steemit and give once again another special thanks to H.A. Goodman for the shout outs and the honorable mentions on his channel. Greatly appreciate it. So if you were from his channel, thank you all. So, what's up, baby? So, Hillary Clinton spoke at the Grammys. Why? But you want to get down? What's up? Talk to me. Anyway, sorry. If you want to get down, get down. Okay. So, I don't know why she spoke at the Grammys. I don't know exactly what they were celebrating about her. I've never, funny enough, have y'all ever seen like someone get inducted into the Hall of Fame for losing the most sports games? Have you ever seen someone just get a standing ovation, you know, for getting their ass whooped? Like after Floyd, if Floyd Mayweather lost, right, during his fight with McGregor, do you think that the world would go ahead, baby girl? Do you think that the world would just, good job, Floyd. Hey, come on to all of our shows and our movies and be our special guest so that you can bitch about how you lost and how your opponent is still in the news all the time while you're rendered to an apologetic figure that people feel sorry for. Because that's, I mean, God, I really hate sound like this, because I really hate when I feel like people complain about that too much. But that is the definition, by the way, of the consolation prize society that people complain about so much. So very much. And I try, like I said, I don't want people to think that like we should not reward people, you know, for competition. Like if they competed legitimately and what, like I'm not saying we shouldn't recognize people, because like you all know, not even technically, everything but technically, Bernie Sanders lost, but he's still celebrated because he's fighting for Medicare for all. He's still fighting for DACA. He's traveled the country, all over the South and the Eastern Seaboard, talking to workers and asking people what they need in their lives and all that good stuff. But Hillary Clinton doesn't do any of that. In fact, it's almost as if she's being celebrated for being a failure. And this is a really interesting phenomenon, because it's not one that we have often seen. Once Al Gore lost, Al Gore was nowhere to be found. Right? Even think about, oh man, what is his name? Pia! Was that? No, that wasn't Al Gore. What's the guy's name? Yeah, I know I'll be forgetting. But when he lost, that Pia, that's, look, see, I can't remember the guy's name. He's actually a popular politician still. But went out the door. We never saw him again. Even with Joe Biden, the only reason that he's even still relevant is because of Barack Obama. Because he got his ass whooped. And we didn't even talk about him the entire 7 years of the Obama presidency, until all of a sudden he was like in all of the memes because they tried to push him for 2020 and try to kind of feel out what was going on. We didn't know about, we're like, oh shit, I forgot Obama had a damn vice president. Oh, and we remember that's because his son died. And so that's why it became a big deal. You know what? Cooljian was like, John Kerry, same thing. We didn't see John Kerry after that. But why has Hillary Clinton all of a sudden become this hugely popular face in pop culture? John Kerry lost was not nowhere near, nothing. He wasn't involved in pop culture like that. She's clearly trying to ride the wave that Obama started with the whole pop culture thing. But it's wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. So many levels, people. Why? Because you got to think, kids watch this. Naive people watch the Grammys. Because you got to also think about it. Like, you and I, millennials in general, we've already caught up. We don't watch the damn Grammys. It's very, very clear that the Grammys, just as an aside, the Grammys are not about the most popular artists in the nation. Oftentimes, they're about who record labels in the Academy wants to be the most popular, because they believe them to be ultimately more marketable, more controllable, have a more mainstream, multifaceted kind of sound that would appeal to a general audience, not only in the States but across the world as well. So that's pretty, and that's not, and once again, that's not just the Grammys. That's any awards situation. Okay, so we already know this, but we already know who we need to not vote for also going forward. So that's why it's important to address this issue. The naive people watch the Grammys. A lot of naive people who are not politically involved. So they say, if my favorite artist is in there cheering on Hillary Clinton, if my favorite singer, my favorite rapper, my favorite, whoever, if the Grammys are saying Hillary Clinton's a good person, they would never have an international criminal on the Grammys, right? They would never have someone who kept a guy employed who was a known sexual predator, kept her on his payroll. And and a guy who she just took a picture with. It wasn't like, he slept through the cracks. Because I try to actually, whenever I heard about the situation about Hillary Clinton and Burns, who used to work for a 2008 campaign and was accused of being sexually harassed by 3 women, I was like, well, I understand running for office. You don't necessarily, especially the presidency, you're not going to know everything that happens to every member of your staff. Because I've worked in campaigns before. So, but it turns out he wasn't like a staffer. This guy was an aide. Hillary Clinton knew about it. Okay? All they did was demote the guy and cut his pay a little bit. But then he ended up getting a job at a super PAC where he was getting paid even more. And then it wasn't like they weren't friends anymore, right? Because guess who showed up at Hillary Clinton's 70th birthday? The predator, guys. The damn predator showed up at Hillary Clinton's birthday. You want to know how I know? They had a picture together. Ain't that some shit? Hold up. So, she's clearly not a feminist. She's under criminal investigation. Not just here, but in Haiti as well. In case you don't know, yes, Clinton Foundation is currently in investigation in regards to their financial dealings with Haiti as it regards to Venezuela and their oil little situation they have. So she's under multiple investigations. She committed election fraud. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. I appreciate you calling that out. He was like, she undercut Bernie. He's like, damn, it's hard to vote for somebody after they do something like that. There are a lot of celebrities who actually don't like Hillary Clinton, which I'm pleased about. But it's more important the perception that this gives off. What it gives the vibe that most of Hollywood is okay with a woman who is a criminal, with a woman who is a sociopath. I mean, which I'm so glad somebody retweeted this and reminded me. Hillary Clinton was in charge. She funded directly through the State Department the coup of Honduras. The human rights activist who spoke out about it, guess what happened to her? All of a sudden she died. Because she was the most popular activist in Honduras. She died by the hand of the very government that Hillary Clinton was funding. Crazy, right? It takes all of literally 5 minutes on a search engine other than Google to know just about almost everything Hillary Clinton has advocated for that has harmed the American people or people abroad. This woman doesn't even pay her own Clinton Foundation employees that are women. She doesn't even pay them equally. She doesn't even pay them equally. What the hell? She's not a feminist. She's not even a winner. She's a two-time loser. At both stages, she lost in the primary to a black man named Barack Obama. Do you know? They're gonna laugh. But do you know how bad of a candidate you have to be a white woman who literally your husband was wildly popular? Unfortunately, he shouldn't have been, but he was wildly popular at the time before we learned how to open up a damn book. Apparently, he was regarded as a person who jump-started the economy. Everybody thought that you were flawless. Legitimately, people thought that you were flawless at the time. You lost to the first black man who was a junior senator named Barack Hussein Obama, whose father is from Kenya, and you are a white woman. Do you know how bad that is? Everybody should have been immediately suspicious when she was beating Bernie Sanders at some point, because you lost to a black guy named Barack Hussein Obama. I mean, the guy didn't have experience over you. He didn't need no kind of experience. He was a human rights attorney. His wife had all the political experience. He was a human rights attorney. He was way younger, incredibly younger than you were. He was well-spoken. I get it. I understand that. But he didn't win because, in case y'all don't know, yeah, he won because 99% of the black vote went to him. It is what it is. Or excuse me, during the primary, 90% of the black vote went to him. During the general, 99% went to him. But 90% went to him. Cool. It is what it is. I understand. That's hard to overcome. But I hate to break it to you, we only make up 12% of the country. And most of us is in the South. So he didn't even win every state in the South. I don't even think he won Georgia. I think he might have won Georgia, but he didn't even win every state in the South. And you lost to the most well-known white woman in all of the world. We can all agree. Whether it's, infamous or famous, you are the most well-known white woman in all of the world. You lost to a black guy named Barack Hussein Obama. And you really thought that you had a chance to beat anybody else that had any type of experience or clout or a history book or the internet? And on top of that, we're celebrating this woman, this person who sucks. She's never done anything significant. Y'all are literally celebrating the fact that she got her ass whooped by the second worst candidate, because we can't keep calling her the worst candidate in history, right? Can't keep doing that. That would be a lie. We can't keep calling him the worst candidate in history, because that would be a lie. She was legitimately the most unpopular candidate in the history of all the candidates in the United States of America. What the hell are you celebrating? Why the hell is she in the Grammys? Like, because so just like with the artists, it's funny how everything comes full circle, right? I'm telling y'all, wait till I write my book. Y'all gonna love that book. But it's actually, I'm writing a book about how to draw your own logical conclusions based off of very little information, and learn how to ask the right questions. Like, say if you saw a news article but you don't know a lot about the situation that's being talked about in the news article, it's going to teach you what questions to ask in order to find the information you need in a very short amount of time. It's going to be a good book. It's going to be a good book. But I digress. Little promo. But she's not even popular. She was not even popular. So what the hell? Why even have her? Because it's not about her being popular. They want to convince people, just like the polls, Hillary Clinton has a 99% chance of winning. 99%, boy, that was the strongest 1% ever. Or that was the worst margin of error. What, 99% with the 99% margin of error? Did we miss that? Was that in the what do they call it? The fine print? Look, 99%. If you tell me 99% chance of something happening, I'm like, oh damn, this is a shoe-in. At least it will be competitive, right? If somebody has a 99% chance of winning something, at least it'd be competitive. But she's not. It wasn't. It didn't even make any logical sense. 99% chance of winning supposedly, but she's also simultaneously the most unpopular candidate in the country. Yeah, because it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. But it's the same. Like I said, it's the same thing with the Grammys. They want to convince the world that her beliefs are still popular, that her opinion still matters, just in case the elites need that opinion later on down the line, and just in case the Democratic Party needs the fundraising from those elites later on down the line. But if you're celebrating Hillary Clinton at the Grammys, shame on you. If you're a feminist specifically, I'm talking to y'all right now. This is your part of the show. I hope you're watching. I hope you're listening. You better be listening objectively. If you aren't, I don't give a damn. You aren't going to listen anyway if you're not listening objectively. But you need to be damn ashamed of yourself. Why is that, Niko? Don't be a dickhead. Nah, fuck you. I'm going to tell you why. So, just 1 week ago, y'all had 2 million people across this great country and around the world march at this thing. A lot of women were there. I believe y'all call it the Women's March, right? Call it the Women's March. By the way, the year before was a lot more people, but that's neither here nor there. But y'all had this thing. It's called the Women's March. And all these great women showed up. Some women weren't invited that should have been invited. That's a different discussion for a different day. But all these great establishment, identity politics driving women showed up. You know, you had the trick. No, I won't call it trick. The women from TPP. I'm TPP. PPP, Planned Parenthood. You even had Debbie Wasserman Schultz show up. She's really in some deep shit, right? She's really in some deep shit. So Debbie Wasserman Schultz even had the courtesy to show up. But who didn't show up? Who didn't show up? Hillary Clinton left y'all asses hanging. She didn't even have enough time to hit y'all with the drive-by Queens wave. Y'all didn't even get one of these. She didn't have time to speak at your march. Mind you, she lives in the great state of New York, right outside of New York City, where I think this year was the second largest women's march was. Or she could easily, I mean, she's a former First Lady and former Secretary of State, took a plane right down to D.C. She could have easily came and gave a few words, or even did a video or something that could have been presented at the Women's March. Easily. She didn't even have enough time for y'all and the rights that you're fighting for, and even your little anti-Trump hissy fit. But she had enough time to throw her own pity party via the Grammys. Listen, I don't want to say that's awkward, but like if I had a date, right? And that day she's like, hey babe, you know, I'm sorry, I'm really busy. I have some important stuff going on. Nothing to do with my criminal investigations or anything like that. I promise. I'm just like, I have some other things going on. It's nothing more important than you. Look, your time, your effort, and everything that you've done for me so far is greatly appreciated, but I have something else going on that night. Okay, cool. And then you go to the restaurant and she there eating steak and lobster with some wine and champagne on the side. Where's the little side boyfriend? Just yucking it up. Telling all her problems to him. I'm supposed to be the person you telling all your problems to. I got you here. I put you here. I'm the only reason you even eating steak and lobster right now. I'm the only reason you still ain't in jail, bitch. I would be mad. I would be upset if Bernie Sanders didn't show up to the People's Summit and then the next day was on, you know, a Kevin Hart show or like the Academy Awards or the Oscars. The next day. Nobody upset by that? Nobody mad about that? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why? Why would you come? I'm like trying to think of reasons why anyone would be. It's almost like you're trying to say something else. Cause like y'all know me, like I'm a even-handed thinker. I'll call a spade a spade. And I'm very clear that I know what some Trump supporters mean when they say America first. I know exactly what that means. What you mean is not brown people. I get that. Some people. Not every Trump supporter. Don't get it twisted. Just like not every neoliberal or not every leftist is a neoliberal. I got it. But it's, to me personally, it's almost as if these people don't give a shit about any of the issues that are being discussed. Because for the same reason that those people that say, quote unquote, America first, not everybody, once again, but those people, you know who you are, don't play. They don't want brown people coming to take their jobs. Trust me, you don't want those jobs. They don't want them to come in and be illegals and rape their family. Like, in other words, it's America's first because you think your self-interests are being compromised. So you only care about the immigration problem because somebody has fear-mongered you into believing that immigration problem is a legitimate issue for you. Trust me, your jobs aren't leaving you're not losing your job to someone in this country. If you lost it, it was during a democratic election and it's out of the country. Your job is gone. It's out of here. I don't want to let you know that in case you're watching. But It's the same thing. And they want to make you think that they're so much different than those Trump supporters. It's the exact same thing. You know why those white women out there with the pussy hats on? With the I'm still with her. But she ain't still with your ass. She at the Grammys yucking it up. She ain't still with you. Eating steak and lobster with the side boyfriend over there. Why you do me like that? I'm just kidding. But they still with her, got the pussy hats on, got the pink on, all that nonsense. But in this Women's March, you know, a lot of things that they got ridiculed for, they went out of their way to fix. It was blatantly obvious, only because I pay hyper attentive to it. Last year, they kicked out all the women of color there was no women of color on the executive board. There was no women of color in leadership. There was barely any women of color that spoke at any of the rallies whatsoever. And this year and they told the indigenous women that they were not allowed to have their own sect within that Women's March to bring attention to the issues that they deal with. Interesting. This year, they overcompensated for it because it became such a huge deal last year. But what it seems like to me is that all of a sudden, all these little elitist ass white women and some women of color as well who clearly are not paying attention, y'all only care about the problems because Hillary Clinton has fear-mongered y'all. The establishment has fear-mongered y'all into believing that now your self-interests are being put in jeopardy. So y'all will complain that Trump supporters are bigots. Trump supporters only care about themselves. Trump supporters, they're selfish, they're self-centered, they're self-righteous, etc., etc., etc. They're fake Christians. And guess what I'm gonna say to y'all? Oh, you care about women's rights, but you're gonna celebrate a woman who literally just let a guy on her. She took a picture with the guy, sexually harassed 3 women, and didn't even deny the allegations. By the way, he just had an interview, didn't even deny the allegations. He said that he was just not aware that was inappropriate in the workplace. 2 of the women were his subordinates, grabbing them by the hips, complimenting them in uncomfortable, inappropriate ways. He didn't know. But Hillary Clinton had a picture with the guy. But you call yourself a feminist and you're celebrating this woman. You call yourselves progressives and you're celebrating a woman who not only perpetuated proxy warfare, she was behind it. She used State Department funding specifically. A woman, you call yourself progressive, you want to act like you give a damn about what Trump does to the environment, but you didn't give a damn whenever Hillary was like, yeah, we're going to keep fracking. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to stop fracking. We're going to frack the hell out of it. Man, frack this. I'm fracking everything. Frack. Frack you. She was running fracking field. She was fracked in the fool. She was on Fear Fractor. How many more of these puns we got? We ain't got no more? Okay, that's it. That's all I got for the fracking puns. But you get the point. She didn't give a damn about the environment, and you voted for her. And she made it clear she didn't give a damn about the environment, but you voted for her. So if she didn't give a damn about the environment and you voted for her, which means you voted about not giving a damn about the environment, so by the transitive property, that means A to B, B to C. No, excuse me. A to B, yeah, A to B, B to C, C to D. Y'all see, look, I ain't do as well as I should have on my LSAT, but A to B, B to C, C to D, you don't give a damn about the environment. If progressives, to be a progressive, you have to give a damn about the environment. That is actually one of the hugest pillars of being a progressive. And you don't give a damn about the environment, how dare you call yourself a progressive? Like you all say, how dare you call yourself a Christian when Trump did this, and this? Excuse me? You celebrated a woman also who was partially responsible and celebrated every year with no objection at all to Confederate Flag Day. Confederate Flag Day in Arkansas. Celebrated. Loved it. Championed it. Who said that she was perfectly fine with everybody knowing that she is a Republican and saying that she still considers herself or her foundation Republican. And she is proud of that. She still upholds many of those values. She's proud of it. But you're a progressive. Oh, interesting. So you're okay with her saying super predator. And this goes for everybody. I don't give a damn, women, black, white. Y'all are the same thing. Everything y'all call Trump supporters, you said that they're using coded language. Yeah, they are. And so are you. You know what Russiagate is in coded language? God damn it, I'm so pissed I got my ass whooped. I gotta find an excuse. You know what fuck Bernie Sanders is? Bernie's this, Bernie's that. It's, I know that we lost, but get over it so that we can win, so I don't have to worry about my self-interest being in jeopardy. Hillary Clinton convinced me that if Trump is in office, it's the end of the world. And so, make it stop. Stop telling Bernie Sanders to hold people accountable and shit. Maybe one day I'll get in office and I want to do corrupt shit and launder money and commit international crimes as well. Seriously, there's a lot of people like that. Their plans are to do that in college. I am not exaggerating. I know them. Personally, I was in a debate league full of them. There were people who told me I actually really like Bernie Sanders, but I mean, the career that working for the Clintons can get me in politics, ding, 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 you know where they're going. Seriously. Half of my old college debate league, half of them worked for the Clinton campaign. Serious. Not even, it was actually probably over half worked for the Clinton campaign. But they call themselves progressives. And these were indeed social justice warriors on top of it. But you know what I've noticed about social justice warriors? Because I'm about my social justice. And I would consider even myself maybe a social justice warrior in the strictest sense, as in I am a warrior for social justice for everybody. But social justice warriors in the connotation that's commonly used now, you know why people get so pissed off? Because you don't give a shit about social justice when you think that it is something that could flip back and hit your ass in the face. But if it's social justice for your fellow man, for your fellow woman, who does not look like you or who doesn't even necessarily agree with you. Like, for example, all the social justice warrior white women who give a shit about all those reproductive rights and their ability to go have an abortion, you know, after they've been a little promiscuous over the last couple of years. It's okay, girl, go ahead, do your thing. But whenever black women are being attacked by liberal men or liberal women, because remember what happened with Donna Brazile, guess what happened to all those social justice warriors white women? They're like, man, shit, she deserved that shit anyway. And I'm not even a fan of Donna Brazile, but I had to jump into the comments. I'm like, what the oh, wow. Y'all thought that Donna Brazile was a damn hero 3 months ago. And now it was all kinds of nasty, racist shit was said about her when she came out about the Hillary Victory Fund. That's the definition of a social justice warrior. Someone who pretends to fight for social justice, but only does so when it's convenient to them. When they think it's something that would affect them personally. Am I wrong? Am I lying? Y'all know y'all agree with me. But I am not of the victim mentality, and I think most of you all are not either. I am not of the victim mentality. I don't have some, listen, you cheated at both levels of the election, at the primary, and you even try to cheat in the general. People think you don't, but you know me, I be paying attention. I know everything that happened in Wayne County. I know everything that happened in Milwaukee County. I know what happened in Pennsylvania. I know what happened in Colorado and in Nevada. I pay attention. You tried to cheat and you got your ass whooped still. I'm not having you on my show. You're a loser. Why would you have a loser? It's the Grammys, which is literally a show all about the best people who did the best at their craft, who win an award, invite the biggest two-time loser in history outside of LeBron James. See what I did right there? What a fucking joke. Y'all are lame. Y'all thought I didn't watch y'all before. Y'all thought we didn't watch y'all before. Man, y'all can kiss my... Y'all gonna have a loser. I don't know about y'all. I'm like I said, I don't like to make it seem like I'm like one of those alpha male type of... I mean, I am alpha male, but I don't have like that hyper masculinity competition competitive thing going on. I just... Not only... I don't have a problem with losing with grace. That's not my issue. I have a problem when you are doing victory laps like you were the motherfucking winner. When you lost and you cheated to lose. And you're arrogant about your loss. You're like Floyd Mayweather, except for how he's undefeated. You've never won. See what I did right there? All right. Hey, man, share this video. I greatly appreciate all the love and support, man. Follow me on Steven, like I said. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. By the way, before I go, I do want to announce two things. I'm actually going to be doing 3 new series. Technically, I guess 4. One, I am going to be doing a series, and y'all gonna love this, called Twitter Beef, where essentially the people who argue nonsense with me on Twitter, I will do a live stream breaking down all of their fallacious arguments in the most respectable way possible, which means I'm gonna be talking a lot of shit about ignorant people. So you don't want to miss that. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of good times. Also, I'm also going to be doing another series about calling out people specifically, but also their articles, like straight lying about progressives, or if the article is even just a lie in general, whether it be about the Trump administration or not, but progressives specifically because we have an election coming up, and y'all know I am progressive. I have voted for a Republican before, and actually the Republican ended up being really good, but that's neither here nor there. But I am going to essentially call out people's lies, their arguments, the fallacies in their arguments, and things like that. Because it's fun. It's supposed to be fun and a good time, but it's also supposed to let you all know, like, look out for these neoliberals. Look out for the establishment neoconservatives also. And I'm not talking about, I'm going to be talking about the article too, but I'm also going to be talking about them, I don't want to say personally, their political history in all the ways that they would benefit from a particular administration being in office. All the articles that they have done criticizing one person over and 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 over again. That's going to be fun too. I haven't figured out what I'm going to call that yet. And then also as well, I am doing a spring break series. Y'all gonna love that. It's actually gonna be called Party Politics, where I go to the beach, to the strip, to the party places in Miami, and I'm gonna ask questions to the whoever's there, and then whoever gets the question wrong has to take a shot. But if both of them get the question right, then I have to take a shot. It's going to be fun. It's going to be lighthearted, not like crazy stuff, but it's supposed to be educational because it's going to be a bunch of questions that you know most people don't know the answer to. Because it's going to be like questions about like quotes, like who said this. And I'm going to give 3 or 4 names. And it's going to be stuff like Henry Kissinger says, that they think is like a conspiracy theory. And they're going to like, who the fuck said something like that? That's stupid. Nobody said that. And you'll be like, nah, you need to know this. But it's going to be fun and lighthearted because we're going to be drunk. So it's fine. So that's the third one. And then the fourth one is going to be a vlog that I'm going to start. Might start next week. I got a bunch of infrastructure for my show and podcasts and things like that to set up. So that's why I haven't started yet. I was actually going to start this past week, but I could not start it. So I'm going to start it. Hopefully, the latest it will be is next week for that series. The Twitter series will absolutely start this week. And I will have all those in separate playlists. So if you just want to watch Twitter Beef series, or if you just want to watch the articles where I call out people and shit like that, you can watch it there. But definitely check them out. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very lighthearted. But it's definitely going to be an educational experience, because we need to use whatever tools we have at our disposal to increase political awareness and really just address the nonsense and not take it seriously. Because at the end of the day, I truly believe this. Hillary Clinton lost. Remember that. She had a lot of California, but most of California did not go out to vote. She had a lot of New York, but most of New York did not go out to vote. And she only won those places because of the inner cities. Now, there's other places that have big inner cities too. Texas, Florida, Michigan, North Carolina. And she lost those places as well. No, even with the millions of people located in one particular city or another. That means that these neoliberal fucks, they are indeed the minority. We have the upper hand. We have all the clout now. They can have their CNN, they can have their MSNBC. But we have all the cards. I told y'all this year was going to be a crazy year already, right? Andrew McCabe. Apparently, we thought he stepped down. That is not the case. Sarah Sanders, by the way, this is kind of like breaking because it literally just happened on Facebook. She did a live stream press conference. He did not step down. He was taken off. He was removed, people. So, look. McCabe removed. Everybody under investigation right now. Russiagate's finally, I think, in my opinion, coming to a close. I think it's getting exposed for exactly what it is. We've had a lot. I think the DNC fraud lawsuit is going to do well. Jared's book's going to do amazing. I'm working on my books as well. We're going to do a lot. We're going to expose a lot this year, but we're not going to take them seriously anymore. I refuse to. Because y'all not important. Y'all are important because I don't want someone else's life ruined because of your idiocy and them believing it. Because of whatever preconditions that they have, thinking that you're a trusted or reliable source. Or that the organization that you report to is a trusted or reliable source. But I'm not going to take you seriously anymore. We're going to make fools of you. Because y'all are. Y'all like jesters for the king. That's pretty much what CNN is. Entertainment for the elite. And you should not take them seriously. Because we're about to win. But we're going to have some fun doing it. Ain't that right? Yeah, it is. So, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you check out my recent podcast talking about Hillary Clinton in greater detail about that situation where her little butt buddy that harassed a bunch of people. Yeah, check that out. It's on YouTube and it's on Podbean and it is on iTunes and Stitcher. So make sure you do that. Donate to that one follow $1 campaign on Patreon. www.patreon.com/mikasesukasa. And always remember, people, find your balance. Peace.